Point of Retreat by Colleen Hoover. Chapter-wise summary Chapter 6 to 11. Before we dive in, if you haven't watched Part 1, we covered Chapters 1 to 5, where Lake and Will finally found their way to each other. But not without cracks beginning to form beneath the surface. In short, what looked like a peaceful start slowly turned into quiet tension, spoken doubts, hidden pieces of the past, and emotions Lake couldn't fully ignore. And now, those small cracks, they're about to turn into something much bigger. Let's begin with Chapter 6. Chapter 6. Things don't break all at once. They shift, slowly, almost invisibly. Lake starts noticing the small things, the pauses in conversations, the moments where Will seems somewhere else, the way certain topics are brushed aside a little too quickly. And then, there's her, the girl from Will's past. Not just someone random, someone who clearly meant something. Lake doesn't want to overreact. She tells herself she's being irrational. But emotions don't listen to logic, because every time Will avoids going into detail. It doesn't feel like protection, it feels like hiding something. And just like that, doubt gets louder. Chapter 7. Lake tries to act normal. She really does. She laughs, she talks, she stays present, but inside, her thoughts are running in circles. Who was that girl to him? Why does it feel like there's unfinished history? And why won't Will just say it clearly? Meanwhile, Will, he's trying to keep things stable. From his perspective, he's avoiding unnecessary drama. He believes the past is the past. But what he doesn't realize is this: what's irrelevant to him is everything to Lake. And the silence between them, it starts speaking louder than words. Chapter 8. The tension finally finds a moment to surface. It's not a huge fight, not yet, but there's a conversation. Slightly sharper than usual, Lake pushes gently at first. She asks questions, tries to understand. Will answers, but not completely, and that's where it goes wrong. Because partial truths feel worse than lies. Lake walks away from the conversation with more questions than answers. And now, it's no longer just curiosity, it's hurt. Chapter 9. The emotional distance grows. They're still together. Still talking, still functioning, but something is off. Lake begins to withdraw, not physically, but emotionally. She starts protecting herself. She holds back what she feels, she avoids asking too much, she pretends she's okay when she's not. And Will, he notices the shift, but misunderstands it. He thinks she just needs space. He doesn't realize she needs honesty. And just like that, both of them are trying to fix things in completely different ways. Chapter 10. Then comes a moment that hits deeper than expected. Lake witnesses or learns something that makes Will's past feel very real, not distant, not over, but present, and suddenly, all her fears feel justified. And suddenly, all her fears feel justified. Her mind connects dots, maybe incorrectly, maybe not, but in her heart, it feels like truth. Why didn't he tell her everything? What else doesn't she know? The trust she was holding onto so tightly begins to slip. This is the chapter where insecurity turns into emotional pain. Chapter 11. And finally, it comes out. Not perfectly, not calmly, but honestly. Lake can't hold it in anymore. Her questions turn into confrontation, not aggressive, but raw. She's not just asking about the past anymore. She's asking, where do I stand in your life? Really? Will is caught between frustration and guilt. He didn't think it mattered. He didn't want to reopen old wounds. He thought he was protecting their relationship, but now he sees the damage. Because what he avoided saying has already said too much. The chapter doesn't end with resolution. It ends with something heavier: the people in love. Realizing that love alone isn't enough without trust. Now the real question isn't do they love each other? Because they do. The real question is, can love survive? When doubt has already taken root, because what comes next doesn't just test their love. It tests everything they thought they knew about each other. Watch Part 2 Chapters 12 to 18, link in the description. Thank you for watching.